Your Excellencies, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very great privilege for me, on behalf of Her Majesty's government, to receive you here today. We are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the foundation of the Council of Europe. And it is naturally a special pleasure to me to see so many friends, so many old friends, and so many young friends with whom I was associated at the very start. I cannot help recalling the foundations of the European movement. I see many here who have taken a signal part in its work. I recall so well that great meeting at The Hague, held only just after the war, when Sir Winston Churchill, in a sense, launched the movement which ended with the creation of the Council of Europe. At this occasion, where we have the honor to welcome you here today in a very old historic building by Her Majesty's consent, we are honoring ourselves in having you with us. We are doing honor to an occasion which is quite a great occasion in the history of the world. And we are pledging ourselves, as I believe, once more, to fight for the European idea, to seek honestly and sincerely for the best measures and methods at different times and in different ways to express it, but to reaffirm, above all, the unity of our feeling and our determination to maintain it throughout the years that lie ahead.
Mr. Prime Minister, my first privilege is to remind us all that it was in this same palace, with the assistance and support of the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Sir Winston Churchill, that 10 years ago the Council of Europe was founded.
Ses compagnons de travail, le chien, le cheval, le bœuf. Mesdames, Messieurs, ce continent, admirable par sa diversité, contre tant de sceptiques, qu'il était possible de faire ce fait, les étonnants succès enregistrés en un si court laps.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, my lords, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a fortnight ago since we were celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Council of Europe in Strasbourg in the presence of very many leading parliamentary and other figures from Europe. But now that the new session has begun, it is I who am privileged to speak for those 135 members of the Consultative Assembly who come from 15 countries ranging from Iceland in the north to Turkey in the south. It's not easy for me, of course, to speak in such a widely representative capacity, but I shall try not to be unduly British, since the flag that I'm flying today is the gold and blue emblem of Europe. My first duty, and a very pleasant one indeed it is to thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, and Her Majesty's government for having marked our 10th anniversary by this dignified ceremony here this morning. Although the Council of Europe was doubtless conceived at The Hague in what was perhaps the most exciting of all political honeymoons, the Council was born here in St. James's. It is, I know, sometimes said of us that we are no more than a talking shop, but perhaps that might also be said. As I begin my period of office as President, I'm aware of the very many difficulties, but this is the challenge which I hope above all else the Assembly will face. Prime Minister, celebrating as we do this morning the 10 years of modest achievement, let us be encouraged and fortified in our resolution to continue the work of making Europe.
President, for your eloquent and inspiring speech. Now, I think I would like, if I may, to ask to extend a personal word of greeting to the Secretary General, our friend Signor Benvenuti. We were colleagues in the Council of Europe many years ago. It's a great pleasure to me to ask him to address you.
Monsieur le Premier ministre, Excellences, Mesdames, Messieurs, nous voici réunis dans la salle même où il y a 10 ans a été signé l'instrument diplomatique qui a donné naissance au Conseil de l'Europe. La poussée irrésistible du Congrès de la Haye du mouvement européen avait ainsi abouti à une grande réalisation.
I think you must allow me to thank you, Signor Benvenuti, on behalf of us all for the most valuable and illuminating speech which you have made, which we shall wish to study in care when we have it in print. Very helpful to us. We wish you all well in your great task. Now you have an announcement to make, but we now go where to the gallery?
Yes.
To the picture.